老师，
彭威廉，彭威廉。OK， 李彤
老师，
，You finished lunch？
没有老师，
李彤还没吃吗
还没有老师。
？OK， 黄小恩，
到老师，
杜亚薇，杜亚薇，欧阳娜娜，欧阳娜娜。OK， 王秀美，王秀美，花明梅，
到老师，
OK， 花明梅，花春飞，
到老师，
对，新美，
到老师，
赵颖爱，赵颖
到老
爱
师，
，OK， 赵颖，王美花，王美花，玲玲，
到老师，
倪霞
到老师，
，OK， 小七，
到老师，
李永富
到老师，
，OK， 张福明
到老师，
，OK， 杜富丽，
老师，
杜富丽到了吗 ？OK， 易普拉欣
到老师。
，OK。Now once again， 彭孟威，彭孟威到了没有？啊，杜亚薇到了是吧？
到老师，
啊，彭孟威到了吗？哦，杜亚薇到了，彭孟威呢？彭孟威，欧阳娜娜，欧阳娜娜，欧阳娜娜，王秀美，
到老师，
王美花
到老师，
，OK， the two absent, one is 彭
欧阳娜
孟威，
老师，
欧阳娜娜到了吗？
但是我的网不好。
她的网络不好。And 彭孟威呢？Okay, now let's begin the class. There are altogether 2 weeks classes. Next week and next week. Okay, do you understand?
Yes， 老师，
Okay, next week we'll talk about tourism in China. And next week we will have a quiz, final quiz. So please get prepared for the quiz. Now, let's start our class today. today, let's see achievements in modern science and technology in China. We'll look at the achievements in 5 fields. Achievements in scientific exploration to space and oceans, and achievements in transportation, and achievements in supercomputers. And next is achievements in energy, and the last now in agriculture. Now let's see the achievements one by one. And after we learned these achievements in the 5 fields, I'd like you to know the great achievements in the 5 fields and be able to introduce some typical breakthroughs in these fields, and try best to understand the significance of the achievements to the whole world as well as China. Now first, let's see China's achievements in scientific exploration to space and oceans. And Mr. Xi Jinping, the president of China, he said to explore the vast cosmos, develop the space industry, and build China into a space power is our internal dream. So we, Chinese government, exert a lot of energy and good policies to this field. Now, the space industry is a critical element of the overall national strategy, and China upholds the principle of exploration and utilization of outer space for peaceful purposes. Here, peaceful purposes. Since 2016, China's space industry has made rapid and innovative progress. Now, these achievements have attracted worldwide attention. Now, first, let's see in seven items, in 7 areas. The first is space transport system. In transport system, from 2016 to December 2021, 207 launch missions were completed, including 183 by the Long March Korea rocket series. Long March, 我们长征火箭，长征运载火箭，长征运载火箭。The total launch attempts exceeded 400 times. Now, in the second area is space infrastructure. In space infrastructure, first, satellite remote sensing system. The space-based section of the China high resolution Earth observation system has been largely completed. Now, to this we have discussed. Here, I'd like you to watch a short video. The first module of Chinese space station. Just a minute. Just a minute. I tried my best to find the video. Yeah. From this video, we can know a little about Chinese space station. here, according to current plan, 11 flight missions will be carried out before 2023, except for TCM, Tianzhou 2, and Shenzhou 11. 2 more permanent space station modules, 3 cargo ships, and 3 crew vessels are on the way. Assembly of Chinese space station is projected to complete in this year. And here, Tianzhou is cargo spaceship. Shenzhou is manned spaceship. Shenzhou manned Tianhe. Now let's finish it. This 天宫 and 天河, yeah, 天宫天河 is the module, 就是核心舱。刚才所说的神舟、天舟、神舟是我们人造 manned spaceship. 天舟 is cargo spaceships. So this that's now is the development of space infrastructure. Now next, satellite communications and broadcasting system. China has made steady progress in developing fixed communications and satellite network, which now covers more areas with greater capacity. Yeah, this is the second point. The third point is satellite navigation system. You know, we developed 北斗卫星系统。北斗卫星系统 yeah, this is 北斗 navigation satellite system, the BDS. The successful conclusion of the system's 3-step strategy and its capacity to serve the world. 北斗 is currently China's largest civilian satellite system and one of 4 global navigation systems as networks, along with the United States GPS, Russia's the 4 navigation networks in the world. 北斗is one of them. And in the third manned space flight. Just that 天舟1号、天舟2号、天舟3号、the 天舟1, 天舟2, 天舟3 are the Tianzhou 1 cargo spacecraft has docked with the Earth-orbiting Tiangong 2 space laboratory. Tiangong, yeah, this Tiangong and Tianhe. we found Tianhe are space stations. They're here. Tianhe space station. On Tianzhou or Shenzhou 12, Shenzhou 13 are manned spacecrafts. Now, with breakthroughs in key technologies for cargo transport and in orbit propellant replenishment, China has successfully completed the second phase of its manned spaceflight project, the Tianzhou, and together with the Tianhe core module, to which they have docked, form on assembly in steady operation. Now, so far, China has 6 astronauts worked in China's space stations, performing extravehicular activities in orbit maintenance and scientific experiments. That's Tianhe. So from the picture, we know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the plan of building China's space station. Next, we have great achievements in deep space exploration. The first is lunar exploration. Last week, we talked about it. Achieving relay communication through the 鹊桥 satellite, 鹊桥卫星, the Chang'e 4 lunar probe performed humanity's first soft landing on the far side of the moon and conducted roving exploration. And the Chang'e 5, just last week we knew from last week we know we got samples for the moon, and the completion of its lunar exploration program of orbiting, landing, and return. Here, 中国探月工程5大系统 5 big systems in space 5大系统. And then the second point is planetary exploration. The Tianwen-1 Mars probe orbited and landed on Mars. The Zhurong Mars rover explored the planet and left China's first mark there. Last week we learned this. Yeah. And the fifth, space launch size and telemetry tracking and command. There are several. This is 9前卫星, and there's one in Sanya, Hainan, and some others as here. The achievements in experiments on new technologies. Here, number of new technological technologies such as new generation communication satellites, very high throughput satellites, telecommunication, payload, and car-band communications, satellite ground high-speed laser communications, and new electric propulsion. And this is experiments on new technologies here. And last one, space environment governance. I don't want to talk it in detail either. So altogether, there are seven points in achievements in scientific exploration to space. Now, let's see achievements to oceans. Exploration to the depths of the ocean. First, 100,000 ton deep water submersible oil production and storage platform operates in China. This happened last year. This is Shenhai 1号, the platform named Shenhai 1号. It is the world's first 100,000 metric ton deep sea submersible oil production and storage platform. It began drilling in the South China Sea. This is quite big, quite big. Next, China's manned submersible 奋斗者 in English striver, but in Chinese 奋斗者 has completed 21 dives with a depth of over 10,000 meters. Carrying 27 scientists to the deepest part of the oceans. Here, both the figures, the depth and the depths, both the figures are the highest in the world. 奋斗者 is the world's deepest diving manned passengers to conduct scientific research in the deep sea. The instrument is electrically powered. Underwater. Last week, we learned the news about exploration to the depth of the ocean. We dive into the sea in 马的亚拉海沟, the depth part of in the Pacific Ocean. Now, in the second area, the second field is in transportation. Chinese transportation developed a lot since the 18th CPC National Congress. The industry has entered a golden period characterized by infrastructure improvements. Better services, high quality transformation and development. Leads the world in terms of the scale of its transport infrastructure. The public enjoys high quality travel experiences, and China is on the way to becoming a world leader in transport. You know, this is quite convenient in China to travel. The road, especially the high-speed lines, high-speed trains, convenient. Here, we look at the achievements from next points. The first one is creating a comprehensive infrastructure network. I found the latest figures. By the end of 2021, China had a total of 150,000 kilometers of rail track. Yeah, that's quite long. 550,000, and of represented 40,000 kilometers, and a total of 5.1981 million kilometers of highways and expressway. These expressways have the length of 161,000 kilometers. This is quite long. And the long distance oil and gas pipelines. Here, there's another one. Long distance oil and gas pipelines totaled here 165,000 kilometers with better connections achieved. Pay attention to the figures, the numbers. Here on the right, this is the railways, the map of Chinese railways. And the bank here are mountains, mountains and deserts. Yeah. And the second is optimizing transport. China is one of the in the world. The cargo throughput in China's ports both rank first in the world. Yeah, that's cargo throughput, container throughput of the first. Express delivery continue to flourish and has led the world for the past 6 years. People can now take a trip whenever they want in professional service that makes travel a satisfying experience. Yeah, this map is only a small part of Chinese highways. Chinese highway. China's capacity for innovation in transport strengthened. It possesses self-developed core technologies and has made major breakthroughs in transport and equipment. Now let's see some examples. The first one, China leads the world total length Here, the total length. Altogether, there are 150,000 bridges, more than 150,000 bridges in China. And we built the bridges in just 10 years. So you can see how many bridges we built a year. And tunnels in service and under construction. Here, this is the bridge in Hunan province. In Hunan province, this is named 矮寨大桥. 矮寨大桥. It is one of the difficult, one of the biggest, wonderful bridges in China. Once I traveled, I drove on the bridge. Yeah, it's quite big. On this one, pay attention to the picture on the right. The bridge was built in the sea, just like 珠港澳大桥. Last week, I asked you to see towards the video at the bridge, 珠港澳大桥. It has 7 of the 10 non-cable stayed bridges, 6 of the 10 non-gauge suspension bridges, 6 of the 10 long-gauge cross-sea bridges, and 8 of the 10 high in the world. That is the bridges. China has set a world record by successfully texting itself its kilometers in the world. New Fuxing high-speed train RC going into cooperation. And China became the first pilot on trains 50 kilometers an hour. Trains. This time, prototype maglev trains on high-speed free gauge, 400 kilometers an hour. They can change tracks here. They can connect the tricks. Have rolled off the production line. And there are 248 seafood airports throughout the country. Altogether, the 248 seafood airports. The picture on our left is Daxing International Airport. It's near Beijing. It was opened the year before last. It is one of the biggest airports in the world, and it is quite modern. The C919 large passenger aircraft had made its maiden flight. Maybe last week, there was news. The passenger aircraft been on the production line. The ARJ-21 regional jet is now in commercial service. And this is airplanes, airports. Okay, this is another transport in cities in China. And more than 5 million share bags. There are a lot of share bags outside our university. You can ride one of the share bags traveling in the city. The share bags are using positioning and navigation services enabled by the country's Beidou navigation satellite system. Yeah. So this is the second achievements in transportation. Now the third one, achievements in supercomputers. Now China is home to the world's fastest supercomputer in both supercomputing technology and applications, including the United States and Japan. Nationwide information services grid. Here, there's Tianhe 1号. In 2009, the Tianhe 1 was the fastest computer in the world, and one of the few petascale supercomputers in the world. In October 2010, an updated version of Tianhe 1A overtook the US supercomputer to become the world's fastest one. Since then, China's march seems unstoppable. Many amazing supercomputers. This is 神威太湖之光。三位 light 神威太湖之光 was the world's fastest supercomputer from June 2016 to June 2018. It now holds the third position with a processing speed. And scientists developed the Tianhe 3, which was completed in 2021. It has a processing speed of 1 exaflop, or a billion calculations per second. It's quite fast. Computer is 祖冲之 and 九章. Chinese research teams recently made marked progress in superconducting, quantum computing, and photonics. Quantum computing technology, developing a programmable superconducting quantum computing system named Jiuzhang 2.0. Jiuzhang. This is to supercomputers. At present, random circuit sampling based on superconducting copies and DBS are two important solutions to demonstrate the quantum computational advantage. Here, and the latest achievements are, respectively, the 祖中之 and 九章. This made China the only country in the world today to have achieved quantum computational advantage in two mainstream technical routes. Now, the third point is database. Yeah, database. China has approved a project involving the construction of 8 national computing hubs and plans to build 10 national data center clusters. Patents the numbers 8 national computing hubs and 10 national data center clusters. In the next stage, China will focus on improving the influence of the 8 national computing hubs to drive the integrated and coordinated development of data computing across the country. Here, along with the big data sector growth during 2021 to 2025, that's a 5-year plan in China. China's big data industry will exceed 3 trillion yuan by the end of 2025, with compound annual growth rate of around 25%. This is a big data sector. Now, the fourth achievements in energy. First of all, a piece of news from China Daily. That's dated. Here, compressed air energy storage project. The final stage before starting operation is expected June set startup. The project will be the first of its kind. It will have a capacity of 100 megawatts. Yeah, you can read. Please read by yourselves. You have 2 minutes to read this news. From this news, we can know a new technology producing electricity was discovered in China. Here, the project can transform unstable new energy power into stable and controllable high-quality electricity with efficiency as high as 70%. This is how the machine, how the electricity was surplus power from the grid, no pressure, sealed containers. The air will be released to drive generators to current electricity during power consumption peaks. Now, China embraces the vision of harmonious coexistence between humanity and nature, directing its efforts towards clean and low carbon energy. China promotes green energy production and consumption and has improved the relevant structures accordingly. Here, this is pattern to the figures. China's electricity supply capacity. We can find the figures on the tables on the right table. The supply capacity has risen to cumulative installed capacity. Here, this installed capacity, cumulative installed capacity. There's a table on the right. On the figures are the new latest. And renewable energy resources have expanded rapidly with cumulative installed capacities of hydropower, wind power, and solar photovoltaic power, each ranking top in the world. On the three pictures, the picture on the right left power station. It is one of the power stations in the world. This is it's in VooV province. About 400 kilometers away from China, from Huangshi. On the right, there's wind power. It's popular in the west and in the south, besides the seasides. And here, this solar power. Solar power is well developed in the west and in the north of China. Next, the total installed capacity of nuclear power plants under construction and the operation is the second largest in the world. But the installed capacity of nuclear power station, the installed capacity of nuclear power plants under construction ranked first. Here on the right, we can find the consumption, the output of Chinese energy is 火力发电量、水力发电量、风力发电量、核能发电量、太阳能发电量。Energy transport capacity remarkable. China has built natural gas and oil trunk lines measuring over this 165,000 kilometers and 302,000 kilometers of electricity transmission lines. It's quite long. Yeah, there's consumption, energy consumption, and energy conservation. Energy consumption and energy conservation. Coal conservation accounted for 56% of total energy consumption. Yeah, a decrease of 0.9 percentage points from 2020. The consumption of clean energy including natural gas, hydropower, nuclear power, wind power, accounted for 25.5% and has increased 1.2 percentage. And China has reached the target of raising the share of non-fossil energy to 15% in the total energy consumption by 2020. By April 2022, this is the latest figures. The total number of new energy vehicles here in China reached more than 8 million, accounted for 2.9% of total vehicles. A lot of Chinese people are buying new energy vehicles. And the third is rapid improvements in energy technology. The first, China continues to pursue technological innovation in the energy sector. It has successfully developed and manufactured the world's largest single-unit high-power generators with a capacity of 1 million kW. So the world's largest single-unit hydropower generator built a number of nuclear power plants using advanced third-generation technologies and made significant breakthroughs in a number of nuclear energy technologies. And China leads the world in technologies such as the high efficiency development of lower permeability crude oil and heavy oil, and the new generation of compound chemical flooding. And the fourth point is China has achieved mechanization in 98% of its large coal mines. and mastered the technology for producing oil and gas from coal. It is producing. And it has built a safe, reliable, and world-leading power grid, which is the largest across the globe. And a large number of new energy technologies, such as new businesses, new modes such as Internet Plus, smart energy storage, blockchain, and integrated energy services are booming. So this is the improvement in technology. So this is the achievements in energy. Now let's see the last achievements in agriculture. And first of all, I'd like to read the news dated May 24th, the day before yesterday. The title is Food Insecurity Fears Mount Amid Conflict. You have 2 minutes to read the news. I'd like to answer my questions. I have several questions for you. Shasha, do you usually buy food? Do you usually buy food for your home or for your family?
No, Losha. In my home is usually just cook.
You just cook. But where do you get the food?
In the market.
In the market. You don't buy. You just take.
Buy in the traditional market, Losha.
And you know the price of the food is high or low? Is higher or lower this year?
Maybe something like meat or fish is pichao kueh.
比较贵。
The main
Mhm.
course is pichao kueh.
Okay. What are the staple food of your Indonesians? Staple food, main food, rice or
Right.
rice? And you produce rice, right? You grow rice.
Yes. In Indonesia,
Yes.
many. Yes, also.
Okay. And do you know the price of rice?
1 liter is about 5 kwai in China.
5 yuan in China.
Yes.
A kilogram or
Liter.
okay. Okay, thank you.
So.
Watch a short video. Machines tend winter wheat in Shandong. See. Video. Sorry, the net is slow. Okay, it's short. And from this video, we can see how Chinese farmers do the farmer work. Now next, in China, there's a great man, Yuan Nongping. Do you know this one? Do you know this man? Have you heard? Li Tong, have you heard Yuan Nongping? No? No, okay. And unfortunately, he died last year, May, on 22 May. Yeah, Yuan Nongping, father of hybrid rice, a globally renowned agronomist known for developing the first hybrid rice strains, has helped China work a great wonder. They are feeding nearly 1/5 of the world's population with less than 9% of the world's total land. Yeah, please read this picture, this introduction. 原农品 and hybrid rice. Please read it. Yuan Nongping had a big ambition. He wanted to save the world from starvation through the technology of planting hybrid rice. Now, since the 1980s, Yuan's team has offered training courses in dozens of countries in Africa, South America, and Asia. Providing robust food source in areas with a high risk of famine. Here, there are two major harvests in China. The harvest of summer grain, which is mainly winter wheat. Another harvest is the harvest of autumn grain, which includes corn and middle and late season rice. This is the in 2021 in China. Yeah, this is construction of Chinese food. This 玉米 corn. It occupies 38.94%. Rice, this is rice, 31.64%, and wheat. China's total grain reserves are currently sufficient on the stocks of wheat and rice, the two major grain stocks continue increase. And China's grain output reaches nearly 1.737 trillion jin. Trillion jin, that means 683 billion kilograms in 2021. And this is output. This is the seventh consecutive year that the country's total grain production has exceeded 650 billion kilograms. And with several bumper harvests, the country's growing wheat stocks are sufficient to meet consumer demand for a year and a half. So this is very big. And the harvest has laid a solid foundation for China to cope with complex and volatile domestic and international environments, overcome risks and challenges, and achieve high-quality development. China's total grain reserves are currently sufficient, and stocks of wheat and rice, the two major grain stocks, continue to increase. China will enhance grain production and the supply of vital agricultural products. Here, on the picture on the right are the vital agricultural products in China. The 玉米、稻谷、小麦、大豆、玉米 corn、稻谷 grain、rice、小麦 wheat、and 大豆 soybean。And the measures taken to develop agriculture in China. So one spelling mistake. Across country, local governments make wheat planting and production their work priority since the planting period. That means the government take wheat planting and production as the most important work, most important job before the planting period. Yeah. And the second measure is to help wheat seedling grow strong. Agricultural experts are sent to major wheat production areas by central government to help farmers in the crucial growing period of wheat, spanning from February to May. The second measure. The third one is smart farming equipment, including tractors fitted with the China-developed Beidou navigation satellite system. It's being used in every process of wheat planting and harvesting, and plays an important role in farming management. So Beidou navigation satellite system is used in wheat planting, harvesting, and in farming management. Smart smart farming equipment has not only boosted agricultural efficiency, but ensures that there's no waste in harvesting. On the map, on the picture, you can see there's net. And it also specifies to vigorously promote the research core technologies such as germplasm, enhance applications of agricultural machinery and equipment, and other one. And last is the targets for 2022 in agriculture. This important document in China, every year the number one central document is always about agriculture. It's about agriculture. Now, in this year, number one central document called for efforts to stabilize and increase agricultural production, steadily raise farmers' incomes, and ensure stability in China's rural areas to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic and other changes unseen in a century, and to promote sound economic and social development. This is main of the number one central document. This year, China aims to develop 6.67 million hectares of high standard farmland, promote nationwide soil condition census. The grain output stays above 650 billion kilograms. This is the main targets for this year. Okay, I think this is all for today. The achievements in 5 fields. Now, today's homework is especially pay attention to number 1, the first one. Write and read. Please write a composition titled "China in my Eye." The 6 points. 6 points. You write the composition in Chinese only, not English. And the composition is to include at least 3 aspects of China. At least 3 aspects of China, such as China history, culture, geography, science, and technology. And you can recall what we have learned this semester. And you can find in your PDF textbook. The third one, your composition should be in handwriting. The fourth point, your composition should be marked with your name and ID number. And please send a composition and record it. Please read your composition and record it. You have to hand in your composition and the record before next Thursday. So this is the first one. Next one, prepare for the final quiz. Yeah, you will have a quiz on the 9th June. There are 3 sections in it. Section 1 is for oral test. Section 2 for translation. Section 3 for topic writing. So please go over what we have learned in this semester. And the third, next week, we'll learn tourism in China, related chapters in the PDF textbook. Are you clear about your homework?
Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm.
For the first
Please
homework,
talk.
for the first homework, how many words we have to read? We have to write.
How many words? I think no less than 150.
Okay, sir.
No less than 150.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
没有问题，老师。
Okay. Now, if you don't have questions, okay, see you.
Thank you, Lord.
Bye bye.
拜拜，拜拜，老师，谢谢。